As teacher in time, they say, saves 9. Hence, the House of Representatives is raising serious concerns about insecurity. The chairman of the House Committee on Internal Security, Garba Muhammad, revealed that terrorists have threatened to bomb the National Assembly. Muhammad said this while discussing a new bill that aims to set up a legislative security directorate, a special unit to handle security for lawmakers, staff, and visitors. According to him, the National Assembly has been dealing with theft, vandalism, and people sneaking in with fake IDs. He warned that if these issues are not fixed quickly, it could disrupt legislative work and even threaten democracy. Okay, gentlemen, on a very scary note, the lawmakers have raised alarm, even though whether the information is actually true or not, but they've actually raised alarm. One will now be forced to ask, what next? I mean, how should the security agencies be responding to this?
All right, I guess that question is for me. I don't know why you sounded a little bit doubtful of the alarm that was raised by House of Reps. You sounded a bit doubtful.
The DSS as the DSS confirmed it.
The DSS doesn't have to confirm.
They need to.
No, they may need to confirm, but I do not think that the House of Reps will just flippantly, raise an alarm without some information. You know that there's a precedent to attacks in Abuja.
Okay.
United Nations building was attacked some years back, and all of that. Yeah, and we've had different attacks. Despite the fact that the Brigade of Guards operates in that place, supposed to protect the seat of power. You have, for me, I would take that seriously. And I started thinking, when I saw that, I said, look, the time has come for us to stop dilly-dallying on rethinking our security architecture. Okay. My mind went to the US, where you have Capitol Police. You have police protecting the legislature. Say, come on. In this country, we are still delaying. We're still talking about state police or no state police. When perhaps we should be talking about police, security, special security deployed to guard the National Assembly. Because if the National Assembly is under a threat, it means Nigeria is under a threat. Nigeria is under a threat. I'll tell you why. Because the National Assembly members represent Nigerians. So when the National Assembly invites someone to come, it's like Nigeria is inviting you. Nigerians are inviting you. When the National Assembly is attacked, it means Nigerians are directly attacked one way or the other. So I think it's something we should take seriously. I'm not going to wait. Where DSS may need to confirm it, they may issue a statement, they may not issue a statement. Remember, DSS does not even behave the way it used to behave. Remember, the way DSS engaged with the public has changed. If you remember, yes, there was after this, the new man took over. So I do not know whether the DSS is going to give a statement about it. So, but I'm expecting that by now we should start rethinking
our security
architecture. It's a challenge, a wake-up call.
I mean, what should be done? What preventive measures should be taken? Because I'm yet to hear from the DSS to say that, okay, this is an authentic message, this is an authentic intelligence. But what should the security agencies be doing to prevent, the lawmakers, to protect the lawmakers and visitors, to the National Assembly?
Okay, so the two ways I want to approach it is, number one, I think it's a good question to ask how authentic is this threat, because whatever the motive is spot on.
Okay.
If the lawmakers or the lawmakers who are saying we received a threat, whether they cooked it up or it is just created from the blues, or it's a reality, one thing is common. There is need for us to fortify the symbol of our democracy. There's need for us to find a way, because I've been to National Assembly a couple of times, and for people who are law-abiding, we are okay with the, what do you call it now, the protocols of gaining access. The person that is inviting you will have to drop your name, make a call that I'm expecting so person. So, but for those, it's a big place. And if you listen to that issues that the lawmaker mentioned, it mentioned that there have been cases of car theft, car being tampered with, which means that there are lapses, you know, in securing the epitome, the real definition of democracy that we were in. So for me, and like Dada said, I think it's something we should take note very well. Let's not see this as good for them, those people in power, let anything happen to them. No, this is the representation of all of us.
Absolutely.
And if you get it attacked, it means Nigerians have been attacked.
Exactly.
It means the institution of this democracy has been attacked. That's one of the reasons why should be a collective resistance to anything that attack what we stand for. Some people pay with their lives to have this democracy.
Absolutely.
And it will be careless of anyone to just say, let it affect them. Let them feel the bite. It might sound okay, you're thinking for every other person, but in no measure should it be, you know, entertained or condoned.
Talking about the DSS, you remember the DSS raised an alarm, talk about the development. How does this issue relate to the DSS warning? You know, talking about ISWAP coming into Ondo, Kogi, and all of it. You know, now this is Abuja that we are talking about.
Yeah.
The infiltration of the nation's capital. What should be done as a matter of urgency?
I just said it. Now, the person that raised this alarm, before I talk about the DSS, is the chairman of the House Committee on Internal Security. Again, I insist, I do not expect that man to just cook something, you know, because even by his position, it's not someone that is supposed to be, you know, very flippant. You know, about it. Now, the you mentioned that the DSS, you know, talked about the incursion of, what do you call them now? Bandits, terrorists, ISWAP, to the southwest. Now, you see, the problem is, the truth of the matter is, those who profit from terrorism, from terror, they don't let up easily, they don't give up easily. The evil people don't give up easily. But the good news is that those who are terrible, those who are wicked, they are fewer than those of us who want this country. That should be something of joy. The people who want this country destroyed are fewer than those who want the progress of this country. So the will of those of us, the desire, the aspiration of those of us who want this country to work should be fulfilled. So the security agencies should be conscious of this, they should respect that. And I'm sure they know. So everything that has to be done, everything that can be done. For me, I always say that you cannot be doing the same thing the same way and expect a different result.
Well,
so, yeah.
Paul, I'm looking at it from this angle. This lawmaker that raised the alarm, how about reaching out to DSS, telling them, okay, I have intelligence about this.
Do you think they have not done that? Do you think they have not done that? They must have done that. You see, before this is a serious issue. You're talking about bomb threats. I do not think that the man would come out without reaching DSS or even after. Exactly, and I'm sure there will be further discussions. So whatever they have to do, please let them secure Abuja. It's a seat of power. Let them secure the rest of Nigeria. So that's it.
I mean, could this incident talk about, he's talked about reviewing our security architecture, the issue of state police and all that, but do you agree with him?
More than agree. The issue of state police, the only thing we should say is that it couldn't have happened earlier than when the president has thrown his weight behind it. We have to wait for the constitutional amendment. We have to wait for the process to be completed. So, because it cannot happen without constitutional amendment, and that process is on, and let's hope, I don't think there's any doubt that anything is going to set it back this time around. Because if the governors are supporting, the only setback they would have had is if the president is not supporting. And the president has thrown his weight behind it.
Then why,
so we're good
on
at that. But what we're saying is it cannot happen this fast because the constitutional amendment has the process. It must go through all the state assemblies. They must do referendum and before it goes to the president for assent. So it cannot be separated, you know, as just a bill.
Yes.
It is part of the constitutional amendment process. So I'm saying that that is in place. But the immediate thing that must be done, we don't have to all die before we have that amendment. So we are all for state police. We are all for quick review of the security architecture, whether we like it or not. We don't have to be in power to know the implication of the seat of power. Capitol Hill was the height low for the American democracy. You remember now?
Yeah.
When they stormed it and it was
overwhelmed.
Terrible.
Yeah.
They entered everywhere. That's when we realized that Nigeria is not isolated in this kind of uncouth attitude. So, but then, what is condemnable must be condemnable. They must do everything to secure people, the guards, you know, because it moves from Kogi to Benue to all those places that lead to Abuja. Those things need to be fortified.
Now, one of the things the lawmaker said, he says most of the time, there's some even coming with fake IDs. I think you talked about car theft. And all. That means the people in charge of the security in that complex really need to be put on their toes. The riot act really need to be restructured. Or restructured.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, because you mentioned for that word. You know, he said something which is germane. He said police, review of the Constitution to allow for state police. It's not going to happen. I mean, it takes some time. Yes. Although I feel that they should have expedited action.
Yes.
But that's not the issue now. Now, even as things stand, you know, it is possible to create a unit, to set up a unit that is trained, a unit of the security agencies that is trained, that is equipped to handle the security of the National Assembly, because of its sensitivity. Just like, you know, remember that we had this special IGP team that this man that later got himself bumped, you know, Koyari was heading. I know they were actually IRT, yes. Is it the IGP response team? They were actually getting results. You understand? Until the man, they were getting results, you know, they were getting real results because that was their focus. In Lagos here, RRS was created. When RRS was created, it was a blessing. It changed the face of security in Lagos. So it's still the same police, right? It's still the same police, but they called it rapid. Exactly.
Squad.
All they focused on, they had their specialization. The same thing, you can have a structure. You know, you can create a structure within the police. You could bring them. You could even bring them from different security agencies. You know, and then let them. They have nothing else they are doing except to do what? To secure the National Assembly. You understand? Some of these lapses, of course, they will take note of. They will take note of them. They say how to fix them, because if the National Assembly is actually attacked, it's a big problem.
I mean, we should not.
It's a big problem.
For those who have not been there, they should realize that when we are talking of National Assembly, we are not talking of 360 and 109.
Yeah,
they have plenty legislative hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to go to National Assembly, the car park, you almost think this is a massive car park where they are selling cars. I mean, where they are selling cars. So it's a whole lot. It's a big deal. And it's something that, including those working there, the checks must be thorough, including those, you know, I'm talking of real intelligence. It's not just putting police in front of the gates, stopping protesters.
Technology
and doing those
as
things.
well.
Technology must be there. The thing must be, in fact, that's the word. They should up the game. They should make it so secured that you don't have any business getting there. Even the protesters need to be also profiled.
And also, we also wait for the DSS response to this. Maybe
Of course, they have to respond.
We need to know.
DSS is more of secret police.
They won't tell you. They may not give you all the information. They don't have to give all the information they have, and they don't have to tell you all of their operations.
All right, gentlemen.